And hey guys, what's up? I hope you're all doing great. Welcome to the channel where we talk about anything related to comic books. In today's video, we're getting dark with one of the most tragic stories in comic book history, the story of The Crow. The story is tragic in too many ways, not only because the story itself is dark, but also because it's now become associated with real-life events like Brandon Lee's death while filming the movie adaptation of the comic. Rest in peace Brandon, this video is dedicated to you and your legacy. I guess that most of you have watched the 1994 movie or heard about the new upcoming movie, but have you ever read the original story that the movie is based on? If not, then stick around to find out who the Crow actually is. By the way, I should mention there will be spoilers, so proceed with caution. With no further ado, let's start. I'll be giving you some details on the Crow's publication history, so if you're not interested in this, feel free to skip to the next chapter. The Crow is a character created by James O'Barr that made his first appearance in an advertisement in the back cover of issue 10 of Dead World, a series published by Caliber Comics in 1988. The first time he appeared in a story before getting his own series was in Caliber Presents No. 1 in 1989, serving as a prequel to his own limited series. The first issue was released in February of the same year, and the series soon became a massive hit, hence the movie adaptation barely 5 years later. Of course, the character's popularity led to more series, each one with a different version of the character, but of course none was as popular as the original, whose story I will be covering now. Eric Draven was the happiest man alive. He was engaged to Sally, the girl of his dreams, and they were planning their marriage. Everything was perfect until came a day that changed everything. During a road trip, Eric's car got a flat tire, so he had to stop to fix it. This could have gone just fine if not for a group of street thugs that passed by. A gang with its members going by the names Tintin, Top Dollar, Tom Tom, Funboy, and T-Bird. They immediately went for Sally with wild intentions, and when Eric tried to stop them, they fatally shot him, leaving him paralyzed. He could only watch as the thugs assaulted and raped Sally before delivering the final blow and killing her for good. When their bodies were found, Sally was already dead, while Eric died after some time in the hospital. And I don't know if you knew, but people once believed that when someone dies, a crow carries their soul to the land of the dead. But sometimes, something so bad happens that a terrible sadness is carried with it, and the soul can't rest. Then sometimes, just sometimes, the crow can bring that soul back to put the wrong things right. And that's exactly what happened in Eric's case. A year after his death, Eric Draven was brought back to life by the Crow in order to avenge his and Sally's deaths. After coming back to life, he figured out he was invincible and could only be harmed by himself, while his strength was enhanced. He was also able to communicate with the spirit of the Crow, which would oftentimes appear to help him and keep him focused on his mission. With a whole new set of powers and his grief for his lost partner, Eric was ready to do anything to take vengeance for her. Dressed in black with some cool makeup, he became the Crow. The Crow first lets his enemies know he's coming for them, which you might think is a dumb move, but remember, if you're invincible, you don't really have to be afraid of anything. Then, one by one, all of his enemies are hunted down. First, Tentan is out, from whom Eric learns that T-Bird is the one that shot the bullet that killed Sally, making him Eric's main target. In between each kill, Eric goes back to his home, sitting alone, remembering Sally and the time they spent together, which often distracts him from his mission, but the Crow spirit always helps him refocus. His next target is Top Dollar. Word is out already that the Crow is coming for all the gang members, and Top Dollar's associates are already expecting an attack, which they get, in one of the best action sequences of the comic, demonstrating for the first time the Crow's full potential. He takes down several armed men, making it look easy, and finally delivers the finishing blow to Top Dollar. 2 down, 3 to go. Remembering Sally once more, Eric tries to find her wedding ring. After finding Tom Tom, cutting his freaking feet off and interrogating him, he tracks Sally's ring in a pawn shop. There he finds the ring and decides to kill the owner and blow up the shop after finding out that most of the items there were stolen from people the gangs murdered, showing his desire for justice beyond mere vengeance. Just then, he is stopped by a policeman. Then we get one of the most inspirational scenes in this comic. Neither Officer Albrecht nor the Crow try to hurt each other, they just talk and reflect on life. Unable to save Sally, Eric tries to save someone else's marriage by persuading Albrecht to talk to his wife again, who he left because of his inability to make her happy. When Albrecht asks Eric if he's some sort of guardian angel, he replies no, more of a beautiful master. A line of dialogue that could as well be the title of this comic. After taking all of the guns from the shop to throw them to the river, the Crow and Albrecht leave just a few seconds before the pawn shop is blown up by the bomb that Eric set up earlier. After saving a marriage, Eric tries to save a mother and daughter relationship, showing his compassion and humanity amidst the chaos of his mission. He meets a girl named Sari, whose mother is a drug addict that barely notices her, and just happens to be Funboy's girlfriend. He tracks them down and persuades Sari's mom to leave the room to go be with her daughter, because as he says, Mother is the name for God in the lips and hearts of all children. Strangely, when he's left alone with Funboy, he doesn't kill him, but uses him as his man on the inside, so that he can use him to arrange a sort of meeting with T-Bird. You get what this meeting is gonna be. Before going for his final target though, he kills even more gang members in his quest to cleanse the city from evil, and we get even more perfect action scenes. Knowing that after that he won't have any other purpose to live for, Eric burns his house and gives Sally's ring to Sari, the girl he met, so that someone will keep her memory alive. Then he finds Funboy, and since he did everything that the Crow asked him to, Eric kills him quickly and painlessly as he promised. After killing all of the other thugs, Eric is ready to face the big bad boss, T-Bird, the man that killed him and Sally. T-Bird uses all men on his disposal to protect himself from the Crow, but they're no match for him. All of them dead, by the hands of a dead man. No matter what T-Bird tries to do to escape, the Crow gets him and ultimately gets his revenge. Sally's soul is finally avenged and can rest in peace. Eric then sits in his grave and bids farewell to his life as the Crow, so that he can die peacefully and finally be with Sally once more. Out of all the Crow comics that have been released, each one with a different version of the Crow, there's only one that is not just worth reading, but it's probably one of the best comic books ever written. And that is, of course, the original 1989 series by the one and only James O'Barr. It has been released as a collected edition quite a few times, but the one that's the most easy to find nowadays is probably the Titans Book Special Edition trade paperback. Well guys, this was today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, don't forget to support me by clicking the like button, subscribing and allowing all notifications. Do tell me in the comments whether you'll be watching the new Crow movie this summer and if you've read any other Crow comics apart from the original. And until the next time, don't forget, it can't rain all the time.